スルバだ。よろしく。俺の憤怒がどこへ行き着くのか、それを見つけたいんだ。俺の前に立つな。じゃあ
Hi everyone, this is Chronicle. I'm going to talk about this Sulva.
俺を呼んだのは
He's a Genesis
お前。
unit from Chapter 6.
俺
And
の
he's
力
a
が
high
必要な
speed
の。
physical attacker. As you can see, the speed is really very high.
わかっ
And
た。
then he's also very good in landing on critical damage. So even though his physical attack is only about 1.1k, but he's really very good in doing critical. And then right now I only master his 2nd and 5th gate, so it's only about this high, the overall status. And then about the leader skill. For the fire units, all of them will have HP plus 30%, physical attack and slash attack plus 20%, and silent resistance plus 30%. So this leader skill is very good for slash attacker. And then if you master his 3rd gate, this slash attack 20% change into all attack 20%, so that you can mess around with other attacker besides slash. And then next is the main ability. For this first skill, it is a moving fire slash attack with property of critical and inflicts alchemy over on the opponent. And then for the 1 turn, his speed greatly increase. So basically you can use this skill to move towards the enemy and inflict this alchemy over status time bomb, so that they will get the extra damage after 3 turns. And the shooting range is 5. And then next is the second skill. It is an area 2 hit fire slash attack, and with the property of critical and with the HP drain from the damage. So basically you can use this skill to drain the opponent HP. Even though the AoE is a fan or cone, but you cannot attack the enemy in front of him 1 square. The AoE starts from the 2 and onwards, so be careful. And then if you max break his level to 85 and learn the Barbell skill, this skill change into only the enemy will be getting the damage, and the overall skill power increase, and it increase the shooting range from 3 to 4. So basically the AoE cone also increase the range, and then the skill usage increase. And then next is the 3rd skill. It is an area fire slash attack with property of critical and with alchemy over status. And for the 3 turns, his critical damage increase. So basically you can use this skill to target multiple enemy with the time bomb, and also increase his critical damage, so that all of his critical hit will have high damage. And the shooting range is 4, and the AoE is a cannon laser, so it's quite special. And then next is the last skill. It is an area fire slash attack, and the higher the opponent jewel is, the higher the damage is, with property of critical. And for the 3 turns, it reduces the opponent magic attack. So basically this skill is very good for magic attacker, especially when their jewel is maxed from the start, and then lower their magic attack. And then if you master his 5th gate, this skill change into it added extra ignores the enemy reaction ability, and also increase the debuff on the magic attack for 3 turns. And if the opponents have alchemy over time bomb, the damage increase, and also the shooting range increase, and the height also increase, so that you can attack the enemies on top up to 5, and the skill usage increase. So it's really very good to master the 5th gate to increase the benefit of this skill, especially you can use 5 times. And then next is a side ability. It is an area fire slash attack and interrupts the opponent cast time, and the AoE is a +2, so it's not really that bad to interrupt the cast time. But your ally will be getting the damage, so beware. And then next is a second skill. For the 3 turns, his critical rate and magic resistance greatly increase, so that he will be very easy to land the critical damage of all of the skill, plus with the magic resistance up. So imagine you use the magic attack debuff on the opponent and use the magic resistance greatly up for himself, the damage on him will be very low. And then next is the last skill. This skill attacks your ally 1 damage except for himself, and then for the 3 turns, your ally will have all status resistance greatly up, and the shooting range is 7. So there's 2 purposes of this skill. One is increase the status resistance. Second is, if your ally reaction ability is a buff skill without any counter attack or debuff, it will activate the reaction skill, so that they will get the benefit from the reaction ability buff. And then depending on the situation, you can switch this side ability into this warrior side ability. You can use this last skill to increase his physical attack and counter attack, but he will get the burst status. So during these 3 turns, if your reaction ability is set to counter attack, this is actually quite good. And then next is a reaction ability. This reaction ability will probably reduce the damage by half for magic attacks only. So as I said earlier, it's really very good against the magic attacker. And then depending on the situation, you can switch this reaction ability into, when he getting any types of damage, it is 100% counter attack with slash resistance down and can be stacked 3 times. And skill attack can be activated. So basically you can use this skill to debuff the opponent's slash resistance. And then you also can use another reaction ability, which is, this is also a counter attack, but it's a property activation, so beware, and your ally will be getting the damage, so you need to keep up on your ally when you use the burst status. Okay, next is a support ability. This passive is when you master his second gate, it added as well the speed up and slash attack up, and with the HP up and physical attack. So try to master his second gate as soon as possible if you have his shots. And then for the next passive, it increases the speed, and then for every turns, it permanently increases the critical rate and critical damage, and can be stacked 10 times. So basically after 10 turns, his critical rate and critical damage is very high. So that's why he's really very good in landing on critical damage with this passive. So I think these 2 passive will be the best for him right now. And then next is a Mementos. Right now I don't have his Mementos, so I quickly go through. This is his Mementos, and of course this is a limited Mementos. And then it increases his maximum HP for the basic status. And next is a group skill. It increases his physical attack, healing power, slash attack, move +1, critical damage up. And then if you max build this Mementos, it added as well another move +1. So total his move will be +2, so that you can move around very easily. And then for the BG ability is, for every turns, it permanently increases his slash attack and critical rate, and can be stacked 10 times. So basically with his passive, his critical rate further increase, as well as his attack power increase with the slash attack. And then if you max break this Mementos, it further increases the slash attack and critical rate, so that he will have the high damage and high critical rate, so that most likely all of his skill attack will have 100% critical after 10 turns. Okay, next is a Mementos gear or BCR. This is his accessory, and only the Rust Stories plus Fire unit can be equipped, and it increases the maximum HP, initial jewel, magic resistance and silent resistance. So with this accessory, his magic resistance is actually quite high, as well as the silent resistance if you use his leader skill. And then next is a weapon ability. It is an area fire slash attack with property of critical, and if the opponent has magic attack down, debuff, he himself will have jewel regen for 3 turns. So basically as long as if you use his main ability last skill with the magic attack debuff, after that you use this skill to get the jewel regen. And the AoE is a diamond, so you can hit multiple enemies at the same time. And then if you don't have this Mementos, you can switch to, basically he's from the Rust Stories, so basically anything that has increased the physical attack and speed, it will be very good for him. Like for example, Anastasia, it increases the maximum jewel and physical attack, so it is also quite good for him. As well as, this Mementos is also not so bad. It further increases the physical attack from the basic plus the group skill, so the total physical attack will be higher than Anastasia Mementos. And then there's one more Mementos, which is, this is also not really that bad. It increases the critical rate, so that he will have high probability of critical. But of course if you have his Mementos, that's the best. And then next is the gears. This weapon you can get from the gear summon. Well, it increases the physical attack and accuracy. So basically any weapon that has increased a lot of physical attack will be very good for him. Like for example, this one is also okay. is also plus 50, and with the critical, so that his critical damage increase, I think. And then for the next gear, this accessory is also can get from the gear summon, and then it increases the speed, dex, but the best part is critical rate plus 20, so that it further increases his critical rate with this accessory. Or any accessory that is increase the speed will be good enough actually. And then for the next gear, this armor you can get from Tamamo Mementos. It greatly increases the HP and with the physical defense and jewel gain. So basically any armor that is increased the HP will be very good for him, or maybe HP regen armor or Ultima Muffler to have the HP regen. Okay, next is the seals or runes. For the first set bonus, I equip with physical attack plus 10%, and then for the second set bonus, since he has many area attack, so area attack plus 5 will be good enough for him, or accuracy increase, either way. And then for the MB slot, it's good to get all slash as usual, and then for the Crotoni slot, it's good to get either maximum jewel or recover up or property or critical, either way. The rest can be anything, but if you really want to further increase his magic resistance, you can equip with anything that is increase the magic resistance with the critical up. Okay, next is, okay, I'm going to test it out at the training arena. Let's see how powerful he really is as a critical attacker. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's check his status first. Well, I'm using his leader skill, so his overall HP and physical attack is this high, and with the slash attack up and critical damage up, and so. Okay, let's see the normal attack first. Okay, 3k and 3.5k. Okay, let me try to attack this enemy. Okay, as you can see, the critical is about 3.8k. It's not really that high and low, but then what if I move 10 turns? Okay, let's see the damage again with this enemy. As you can see, the critical damage suddenly increased a lot after 10 turns. Okay, next is the main ability first skill. Let's see the damage. Okay. Okay, and with the Academy Over, Time Bomb. Okay, how about the second skill? So as you can see, as I said earlier, you cannot use this skill to attack in front of him. It's only start from a 2, and it's a big AoE. And then if you haven't mastered the Barbell skill, it's only 1, 2, 3. So it's only 3 and 5. So with the Barbell skill, it added as well this 1 to 7. It's really very big. And the damage is about this high with the HP drain. Okay. And let's see the HP drain is about how much with these two enemies. I think about 30%. And then next is this third skill. Okay, not really that bad. And with the Academy Over. Okay, how about the last skill? Okay, about 5.6k and 7.5k. And right now the opponent maximum jewel is 0, so the damage is only this high. So if the opponent jewel is max, the damage will be increased. And then next is a side ability, this first skill. Okay, and this one. Okay, not really that bad, but the main purpose of this skill is interrupt the cast time. Okay, next is, if the opponent jewel is max 100%, let's see this skill power increase by how much. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's see the damage increase by how much. Ooh, it suddenly increased a lot. And how about this one? 12.5k. Okay, very nice. And then next is, if the opponent has Academy Over status, let's see the damage increase how much again. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's see the damage increase by how much. Okay, more than 12k. And how about this one? 15.7k. Interesting. And then this damage is without critical. So if critical, the damage should be quite high. Let me try on this opponent. You see? It's about 1.8 times. It's really quite big damage. Okay, lastly is, I'm going to use this skill to increase his overall critical damage. And then with this skill, let's see the damage increase by how much with the critical hit. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's see this skill damage increase by how much when critical. Woo! It's more than ×2 damage of the original. Interesting. So conclusion is, he's a very high speed physical attacker with big critical damage, and it's really similar with Yaras or Ziba, but his attack is area attack, as well as he has the Alchemy over Time Bomb, so if the opponent move after 3 turns, another big damage. So it's really very nice for raid boss or normal map. And then second thing is, right now he doesn't have any physical attack buff, so if you use something like Bota to further increase his physical attack, as well as with the Mementos that increase the slash attack, it will further increase the attack again. So basically he's really very powerful, but then he's a Genesis unit, so it's really very hard to train. And the Mementos is almost a compulsory if you want to have high damage. Okay, so that's all about Sulva. Thank you for watching this video. If you guys got any question about him, please comment. Please thumbs up and subscribe if you like this video. See ya, sayonara.
わかった。仕事はこなす。下がれ。俺にだってできる。邪魔だ。俺の前に立つな。終わった。戻ろう。